Welcome back to Behind the Box. Today, we're going to talk to you just casually about 5 of our favourite games that came out in 2017. We've used Board Game Geek to establish the 2017 part. But there's games that we've not played or we've not purchased this year, so obviously they won't be included, even though some of them might have made this list, because some great games that came out this year.
Yeah, there were. Yeah. Right, so starting off the list, we have Pandemic Legacy Season 2. So this game, we haven't finished yet, but we're partway in and we're really enjoying it. And we just can't wait to play more. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's really reminded us of how much we love the Pandemic games.
Yeah, I mean, we did Pandemic Legacy Season 1. That was fantastic. One of my favourite gaming experiences that we've had.
Yeah.
And this is just sort of an evolution of that. It sort of follows on story-wise a little bit. But yeah, it's just its own thing, because it's a different... It uses the same system, but it's a different style of playing. You have to kind of get your head around it a little bit. And it's harder than other Pandemic. Yeah, it's just great. And like I said, we've not finished it yet, but I'm already just really excited to keep going.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And I really love the new look of this game. The art and design of it is fabulous. Even just the backs of the cards, if they could like blow that up and make it a poster, I would want to hang that in our gaming room.
No, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to going through it even more.
Me too.
So, our next game is Magic Maze. Now, we have talked about this already in, I think it was the Quarterback Gaming Solutions.
Yeah.
So, check that video out if you want to learn it in a bit more detail. But basically, it's a real-time game where you're working cooperatively to just complete some objectives, but you can't talk to other people, which to me is what makes it so good. It's probably my favorite real-time game that we own. We own quite a lot. It's fantastic. It's so much fun. We played it now with 4 or 5 different groups of people a bunch of times each time we play, and I just can't get enough.
It's really challenging. It's so hard because there's a lot to keep track of, and it's difficult to communicate without speaking. And that pawn, I'll tell you what.
The do something pawn, the big red wooden pawn.
That's the only way that we have to communicate with each other. And it always ends up in front of me. Somebody's like pounding it in front of me, and I'm thinking, oh no, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And it always comes down to the timer. I always forget that there's a timer that you have to think about and act on, and that's my downfall. But we've finally have actually won.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's so much fun. And again, it's just another game. I just am excited to keep playing it, to just introduce it to new players and get further than we have done in the past. So yeah, that's great.
Our third game on the list is Gloomhaven. We've talked about Gloomhaven before. We did a review recently on it. Yeah. But it's a board game that is almost like a video game. It's a role-playing game that involves this vast world that you can explore as your character, and your board changes with you as you play the game. And it's a great. If you want to learn more about it, go check out that video. I won't waste your time talking about it now, but
it's unreal.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
The more I think about it and the effort that's gone into it, the more it blows my mind. Mm-hmm. There's so much in that game, and the fact that it was made by one person is just incredible.
It's definitely a labor of love, and you feel it, in every moment of that game.
Yeah, it's great. We've had a lot of fun. Again, it's another game I'm excited to keep playing it. Mm-hmm. I think about playing it and think about how we can grow our characters and unlock new events and go on new missions and just watch our world expand and transform. It just gets me really excited to just keep going with it. So yeah, definitely deserves to be up there for us. Number 2. Now this is actually my number 1 of the whole year. This is my favourite game that's come out this year, and it's Spirit Island, which is probably not a surprise to people that have been watching a lot of our videos because I've talked about it several times. We've done a review on this as well, so if you want a more detailed overview, check that video out. But basically, it's a cooperative game where it's kind of like an or reverse Settlers of Catan, where you are playing as the spirits of the island, stopping these invaders from taking over and ravaging the land. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. The more I think about it, the more it just makes me just excited to talk about it, to play it. There's so much variety. It's challenging. It's a great cooperative game. where you really have to work together. One person can't just take over and play the whole game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fantastic. And the variety. There's so much stuff. So many cards, so many spirits, so many ways that you can play the game.
It feels new every time.
Yeah, it
There's
really does.
always something new coming out. It's great. A really good game.
Love it. Yeah.
Our number one game, well, the last game on the list, if we want to call it that, is my number one game. And it's Codenames Duet. I've loved Codenames, just the original, ever since we got it. It's been such a fun favorite of mine, and
it's probably been your number one game.
It's hard to pick favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's up there. And now that we have Codenames Duet, I think that that's probably my favorite game. Just because I love cooperative games. I love games that change the way you can communicate and put restrictions on your communication. So you have to get creative and think about how you're going to give your partner that information that you need to give them. Yeah. I love games like that, and Codenames Duet does it so elegantly and efficiently that it's just marvelous.
Yeah, I mean, just sort of add on to how much you loved just the base Codenames. Before Duet was even announced, you used to make me play Codenames as a 2-player game where I would have to play as though I'm just giving clues to a partner, just round after round with no other teams playing. And that was fun on its own. So when they actually made an actual 2-player version of Codenames that works and feels like its own game, not just that I just described.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. Like, I like Codenames. It's a great game. I enjoy playing it with friends. But Codenames Duet just takes it to another level. It takes it to a different place for me that I think it comes down to that 2-player. The fact that I get to play just with you. We're working together, solving these challenges and these puzzles as a team. And it actually makes me want to get more Codenames things. We had Codenames. I never really cared then for like the Codenames pictures and now the Marvel and Disney ones. Mm-hmm. Now that we've got Duet and we play that quite a bit and it's just something we're really enjoying doing together, it makes me want to expand the card pool. It makes me want to get these other things so that we can play it in different ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's our 5 games. Like we say, there's a lot we've not played. There's a lot we've got that we've not got around to getting on the table yet. So this
stuff we're still waiting for.
Some stuff we're still waiting on, yeah. So it might change, but this is a pretty solid 5. The 5 fantastic games anyway that came out this year. If you have different ones you'd add, let us know. We'd love to get some discussion going about some of the greatest games that came out this year. And as always, we'll leave the links to each game in the description, as well as our social media. But yeah, other than that, we'll see you in the next video. And we'll see you next year. Yeah.
Happy New Year. Bye. Hey, did you turn the Christmas lights on?
Yeah, when we got back home.
Really? They've been on this whole time?
Yeah, for about 4 hours.
Holy cow. I'm only just now realizing that those Christmas lights were on.
To be fair, this really bright light's been on the whole time as well.
Okay.
Not the whole time, but like, I feel like that light becomes sort of relative. You know, like it's not natural.